And so we'll hear something now about the prodigal son.
Good evening, and thank you for having us tonight. It is truly an honor to talk to such a large group of such nice people, and I know you're nice because not one of you said a word to me when I cut in line for dinner tonight, and I thank you for that. We're here to tell a tale. My son and I, we're going to tell you a tale of our family, and I appreciate you guys coming out to hear this. Maybe it's a tale you're acquainted with. Maybe it's a tale you're intimately acquainted with. It's a tale of wanderlust, young wanderlust, and selfishness and pride, and then the aching heart of a parent, and a young man who seeks repentance, comes home, and then it's the story of forgiveness and joy. So my name is Jim DeGolson, and I'm here with my son, Prod, to tell our story tonight.
Yeah, hi, I'm Prodigal Son, and like Dad just said, it's just really great to be here. And I would say that this story kind of goes all the way back to this one particular day when I just realized being at home was boring. All right, it was a drag, a real snoozer of a time being with Dad, and I needed to get out of there. It was so boring. So, and I know there's these social expectations that you wait for your parents to pass away before you get what's left over is inherited. But no, that's not good enough. I want the money right now, right when I can enjoy it, of course. So I went up to my dad and I'm like, hey, I want what's coming to me now.
And boy, I wanted to give him what he had coming to him. I brought him into this world, and I could take him out. And I thought he had a lot of nerve coming up to me and asking me for this. But, he was getting to that age. He was a young man, and if you'd have seen the look on his face, you'd have known he was determined, and I loved him so. Well, I reached down, and I gave him what he wanted.
All right, yeah, I peeled out of there so fast, I kissed this boring place goodbye. I had places to go, places to be, things to do, and so, oh man, I got out of there so fast, and I went for, I went to the...
He got lost. I love my son, but he's no Magellan. My friend said 4 times he got lost before he made it out of the city limits.
Oh, that's beside the point. The point is I got away from there, all right? And I did find where I wanted to go. I found this cool city, and it was great. Oh, man, the first thing I did, I bought me some cool clothes, all right? I looked really, really sweet in my new threads, and then I got some friends. Oh, and we partied. Oh, it was the best. We lived it up. We had everything. Oh, it was the best. So great. And then what's else? The parties. And then the ladies. Oh, man, what can I say about the ladies?
Here's what I can say about the ladies. They may have been women, but they weren't ladies.
Okay, all right. But, that's beside. The point is I was having a great time, okay? It was fantastic. That is, till one day, I ran out of money. And then right around that time, the economy crashed, and my friends didn't, when they realized I was broke, they didn't think I was cool anymore, and they dumped me, and I was penniless, friendless. It was rough, and okay, so I had to find a job, of course, so I looked, and it wasn't easy. I found something, though, I would characterize it as I would say like a manager position at the okay, all right. It was maybe more of, I'd say, maybe an associate position. Okay, all right. I was a bacon preparation assistant.
Which means?
I fed pigs. Oh, it was disgusting. Oh, it was so gross. Oh, I had to take these scraps, feed it to the pigs. Oh, it was so nasty. Oh, and I realized something. I was so mistreated by my employer. He barely paid me. I couldn't even afford food. I was starving. And I realized this life of mine, it was so awful, so bad. And I wanted to eat what the pigs were eating. But they wouldn't even let me do that. They told me I couldn't. And I realized I'm in such misery. And I realized, is my life just going to be like this, just day after day after day?
Day after day after day, my life was such misery. My heart ached for my son, as only a parent's heart can. And I wondered if he'd ever come to his senses, if he'd ever come home. But you know, I never gave up on him. I'm telling you, I never gave up on him. I knew he would return one day.
One day, it hit me. How could I sink any lower? I'd wasted my life. I'd squandered everything good that my dad had ever anything good my dad had ever given me. I'd squandered it. My life was ruined. And I realized my dad treated his servants so much better than I am being treated. Why don't I go back home? I can't ask him to take me back as a son. That would be way too much to ask for, but maybe he could take me back as just a servant. Maybe, just maybe.
Maybe today will be the day, I would tell my wife. Maybe, just maybe, if I go out and sit on that porch this evening, he'll come home. And 1,000 times it seems I sat on that porch. And then one day, one summer evening, I'll never forget it, I looked off in the distance down our 2-lane road, and over the hill came a figure, and I couldn't make him out in the distance, but I knew that walk. I knew it was my son. I would know him anywhere. I saw him.
I saw my dad, and I was kind of excited, but I remembered what he told me when I left, that it was a bad idea to go, and I could just picture him saying, probably telling me in a condescending way, I told you so, I told you so.
I told you so. I told you so. That's when I told my wife. I said, honey, I told you he'd come back. And I told my servants, didn't I tell you my son would return? And there he was. He wasn't moving. He was just standing there. So you know what I did?
You know what I did?
I ran. I ran as only a father could. My heart was aching. It was pounding in my chest, and the tears were flying from my face. And I was just, it's going to sound strange, but I was hoping, just hoping that he would jump into my arms the way he did as a boy, and I could give him one of that big old chiropractic hugs I love to give. And I was hoping, and I could see he was crying.
And my dad was crying.
He was crying. It was tears of joy. And guess what he did? He jumped. He jumped into my arms.
Oh, Dad, I'm so sorry. I've sinned against God and against you. Oh, just please take me back and forgive me. Please forgive me.
Forgive you? Forgive him? I had forgiven him 1,000 times daily. There'd be no condemnation now. There would be no blame. There'd be no mention of this. Only forgiveness. That's all there would be. Servant, get sandals for his feet. Wife, get the robe, get the clean robe and put it on his back. Cooks, make him a meal. No, not a meal. Make him a feast. Tell our friends, tell our neighbors they're going to celebrate with us. For our son was lost, but now he is found.